So let me just log into Office 365 Admin Center and I'll show you how we can create and delete users from there. In order to access the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, either I can go to Microsoft365.com and then click on the Admin tab, or I can go right to admin.microsoft.com and that's going to take me right there.
In order to create a user, I'll go to the Users tab and then hit Active Users. And from here, I'll select an option that says Add a User. So I'll put the first and last name for this user. Let me just put it as Scott Lee. And it will automatically pick the display name based on the first and last name that I have given over there. And I can just set the username for this person as Scott. And I'll keep these options checked and hit Next. If I want to assign any license to this person, I'll check this. Otherwise, I'll keep it unchecked. And then I'll hit Next. So if I want to give any admin role to this person, I can select any roles from here. If I do not want to give any admin role, I will keep it as user and hit Next. From here, you can review the settings that you have set for this user. And once you review everything, you can click on Finish Adding. And that's how we add the users in Office 365 portal. And in order to delete a user account from Office 365, you just have to select that account and then click on Delete User. And once you delete this user, it will go to the Deleted User section that I'll show you in a few minutes. And it will remain there for 30 days. So you have 30 days grace period within which you can restore this account. And if it's not restored within that time period, it will be permanently deleted from the organization. Though it's easy to work with graphical user interface, but you can also leverage command line interface to manage the Office 365 environment. The command line interface that we are talking about is Windows PowerShell. Let's talk about the different PowerShell modules that can help in managing Microsoft 365. The first in the list is Azure AD PowerShell for Graph or Azure AD module. The Azure AD command lets use the Azure AD Graph API to access and modify data, and you can install the Azure AD PowerShell for Graph through a commandlet that's install-module Azure AD, and you can connect to Office 365 environment by using a command that's connect-Azure AD. Then the second one is Azure AD module for Windows PowerShell, and you can install this module by leveraging the commandlet that's install-module MS Online, and you can connect to Office 365 by using a commandlet that is connect-MS Online. Next we have Microsoft Graph PowerShell SDK. So Microsoft has announced that future management interface development will be focused on Microsoft Graph API. In order to install the Microsoft Graph module, you just have to run the commandlet install-module space Microsoft.graph, and once that module is installed, you can connect to Office 365 by leveraging the commandlet that's connect-mggraph, and you can also mention the scope that specifies the permissions required. And then we have Azure Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell is a prompt with PowerShell functionalities that you can access to a web browser, and many PowerShell modules that are used to manage Office 365 services are automatically installed in the shell. But you must have an Azure subscription to use Cloud Shell. Now let me show you what Windows PowerShell looks like and how we can install different modules in PowerShell. So I'll look for Windows PowerShell here and I'll open it as an administrator. And it's always recommended to open the PowerShell in an elevated mode. And in order to connect to Azure AD PowerShell, I'll just put in the command that install-module MS Online. And once the module is installed, I'll connect to Office 365 through a commandlet that's connect-MSOL service. Now it will prompt for the Office 365 admin credentials. I'll put in the password. And now we are connected to Office 365. And in order to look for all the active users that we have in the environment, I'll just type the command that is get-msol user. And it will list me all the active users that are in my environment right now. In order to get the user account created in the environment, I can just go with this commandlet that's new-msol user, and I'll set the user principal name for this user. So let me make it something like sam at easy365learning.onmicrosoft.com. And I'll also set the first and last name for this person. We'll also give the display name for this. And we'll set the password. So I think that should be good. We have given the user principal name, first name, last name, display name, and password. So let's hit enter. So it created the user with the user principal name, that's sam at easy365learning.onmicrosoft.com. We'll go to Office 365 portal and let's see if we have that particular user there in the active user section. Yes, we have it here. So this is how we create users through PowerShell and Office 365. Here you can see that this person doesn't have any admin role assigned to him. So you can also assign the admin roles through Windows PowerShell, and the commandlet that you need to leverage for that is add-msol role member. So what I will do is I'll just type add-msol role member hyphen, I'll name the role, and if I want to make this person as a help desk admin, I'll just mention it here. So I'll put this person's email address under role member email address field. That should be it. Let's go to the portal now and we'll just refresh it. Now you can see that this person has been assigned the help desk admin role. Now if I want to remove or delete this user from the environment, I'll go to the PowerShell again and I'll type the commandlet that's remove-msol user, and I'll put the user principal name for this person, and it was sam at easy365learning.onmicrosoft.com. So it says, do you want to continue with this operation? I will say yes. And if you don't want this prompt, you can just include a switch that says -force when you're running this first commandlet here, and this will remove this user from Office 365 portal. So I'll just hit refresh here. So Sam is no longer here. Now if I go to the deleted users, I should see Sam there. Yeah, Sam Wiki is there. And if I want to restore this user now, so I'll just go with the commandlet that says restore-msol user. And I'll put the user principal name for this person. And there you go. Now if I refresh on this deleted user page, That user is gone from here. Now I should see that user under active users pane. Yes, Sam Vicky is there. So that's how we delete and restore the users through PowerShell. And if you want to delete a user permanently from Office 365, you need to ensure that user is also deleted from the recycle bin. Let's assume that I want to delete Sam Vicky permanently from Office 365. So what I will do is I'll run the command remove-msol user and the user principal name for this person, and I'll include a switch that says remove from recycle bin. And that's how we delete the user permanently from Office 365. Now if you see this user under the active users, you'll not find it there, and also you won't find this user there under deleted users. So that's how we delete the user permanently from Office 365. Now I will show you how we can install Microsoft Graph module and connect to Office 365. So I'll open the PowerShell in an elevated mode, and then I'll type install-module Microsoft.graph. And once this module is installed, I'll connect to Office 365 through a commandlet that's connect-mggraph. So let's go with that commandlet, and under scope I'll specify the permissions that are required. So we'll go with user.read-write. Now I'm connected to mggraph. In order to find the subscriptions that I have in Office 365 tenant, I'll run the commandlet that is get-mg subscribe SKU. And that will give me all the subscriptions that I have. And if I need a detailed information related to this, I'll do a pipe FL for the subscription. That gives me information like SKU ID, SKU part number, or the subscription name, or the service plans that are available within the subscription. Now let's assign a license to any unlicensed user. So we'll take a look if we have any unlicensed user here. Yes, Rahul is unlicensed. So we'll copy the email address for this person, and we'll type the commandlet that is set-mg user license. I'll put the user ID for this person and include the parameter that is add licenses, and then I'll mention the GUID for the subscription. We'll copy it from here. And then I have to include the remove licenses switch, otherwise this commandlet will not work. Though we are not removing any licenses, but we still have to include this switch. Okay, looks like Rahul is licensed now. So I'll just refresh this page from the top. Okay, perfect. This looks good. Now if I have to unassign the license for this user, I'll store the subscription in a variable and then call it in my commandlet. So what I will do is I'll create a variable with the name maybe license that will hold all my subscription related details, and then I will run my commandlet that is set-mg user license, we'll put the user ID for this person. There's Rahul at easy365learning.onmicrosoft.com. And we'll include the remove licenses switch. I'll call that variable here. With the SQID, and we'll also include the add licenses switch. So that's it. Now I will go to Office 365 portal and refresh it. So there you go, license has been unassigned for Rahul. And that's it. So these were some of the basic tasks that we can perform through PowerShell to manage Microsoft 365 environment. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it. If you have any questions or queries, please put them there in the comment section and I'll be more glad to reply.